Hi guys, it's Jacob from Stringbuzz here, stringbuzzworld.org being the music journalism site, links are in the description down below. And we have a brand new song review for you today, and it's the latest track by Logic featuring Damian Lemar Hudson, and that's Black Spider-Man. So I'm going to refer to the original article as I usually do for these videos, so I hope you enjoy. Yet another big release has just been dropped this April in the rap genre once again, and it's getting a little bloated at this point, but bloated in a good way because all these releases have been pretty decent so far, or at least to a quality which is well above what I was expecting, and it's actually getting fairly difficult to keep up with it all. Logic's last single, Everybody, is sitting comfortably in my top 5 rap tracks of the year so far, and it's fair to say I'm going into this track pretty darn excitedly. So shall we see what I thought of this brand new track? Well, for me, I actually think this track is even better than Everybody, and I just feel that if Kendrick Lamar or Joey Badass or one of those type of acts release this track, then everyone would be raving about it. So I think it's deserved of the praise I'm going to give it throughout this review, but nonetheless, I think Logic has just dropped a career-defining single in this track, and it's going to be a pleasure reviewing it. The beat is thick and diverse, incorporating lots of organic elements alongside trap-like beats and hip-hop progressions, or rather hip-hop inspired progressions. It's really a viscerally exploratory track, and I kind of like that style. Logic has a great outing on this track as well, sounding frenetic as well as being dominant in the foreground of this mix, also spreading a really strong positive message, one we don't usually hear in rap music nowadays. And although the feature is a little bit tagged on for me, I will say that Damian does add a lot to the parts he's featured within. Production-wise, the track is actually really well executed, and I think that's largely down to the balance of the track. The track isn't as bass-heavy as many other tracks being released around this period at this moment, and I think that's down to the use of organic bass guitars and a slightly held-back electronic kick as well. Even though it is just as deep as your typical kick, it doesn't seem as swamping as many other trap-type kicks. Although the main drive comes from the low ground, I did think that it was never swamping, as I've already said, and the tonality of it, which is an important thing, is kept royally in shape down there. In the mid-ground, you get these almost magical sounding pads which bolster the mix very well, covering each end of the stereo field in awe and wonder. And even though they were kind of watery in some parts, I still did really enjoy the texture they created. Then you have the vocals, which are left largely organic and untampered with, but I think we do get a tiny phrase which had a ton of auto-tune put on it right at the start of the track, and that seemed like an unnecessary addition. I don't know whether that was a producer mark or something, but that was really out of the ordinary for the rest of the track. So all in all, it's a great production cycle for me. Moving on to the musicality of this track, it's Logic himself that really sells this track. Although the beat is funky and the progressions are uplifting and exciting throughout the entire runtime, Logic just comes into his own, being unpredictable as well as jaw-droppingly controlled. I loved how he dipped in and out of the beat and dramatized each note slightly differently, which only adds more power and impact to the lyrics, which are more important, and more sort of quirkiness and funniness to the lyrics, which are meant to be more catchy and more memorable. Although the track is really positive and complimentary, he can make each phrase ring for the right amount of time, hence focusing the different layers of the tracks and the layers of his concepts as well. We don't get a cut and dry chorus on this track either, and I think that actually worked really well for the track. As I've said, Damian adds quite a bit into the track where he can, and his only significant moment is sort of really tagged on at the end, which is a bit annoying, but it's his job and he did a decent job with what he was given, so I can't really complain. Lyrically, the track is almost like a devil's advocate, or rather just a positive version of what was really expressed in the track Everybody. They have very similar notions and concepts, but it is like almost the opposite perspective on it all. The whole idea of being proud of who you are, where you come from, your race and your culture dependent on your own situation. I find that very positive, and I find that exciting and uplifting. Usually these sort of empowering lyrics make me cringe quite a bit, and I find them fairly predictable and pandering and phoned in, but the notions and ideas expressed in this track were much more imaginative and wider thinking than I could have ever expected, or even could have ever made myself. So all in all, this is a must-listen track, and the must-listen track of April for me, especially in the rap genre, which is saying quite a bit, and probably the best rap song of the year so far. So I gave it a G rating of 9 out of 10, which is the highest rap rating I've got on the YouTube channel so far. So yeah, bravo, hats off. So if you like this video, then please leave a like, comment what you think in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Logic and where he's going and this brand new album he's hinting at. If you want to see more, then subscribe, and I'll see you around next time. Bye bye.